pleasure of talking with Terin and her teammates a little earlier this season. At the time, she was only doing 2 events. Now, Lori, though, she's in the all-around.
Just in the last couple of weeks, she added floor exercise, one of the most difficult events to get back into competition form. Definitely a bonus for Alabama in terms of increasing their scoring potential. There was her triple turn.
Thought it was so interesting to hear her teammates talking about that, how impressed they were watching it. That just tells you how special that move really is.
She really does a high level of very good quality gymnastics. Here we're seeing some big difficult, a full twisting back handspring into a back handspring layout. Normally she connects all 3 of those elements. She was crooked out of the full twisting back handspring, chose not to connect it, which was probably a smart move right here. Had she connected it, she could have risked a fall, which would be a 5/10 deduction. We're seeing several of those twisting back handsprings from Terin. It's a very popular element in the elite system. She has more difficulty planned here into her dismount. 2 tumbling elements into a double back. Crucial to stay square. Oh, she bends her elbows just slightly in the back handspring, and that reduces her power into the double back. She under-rotates. It'll be a full 10th deduction on that landing. But right here, she shows off her originality. True international flair right there on the triple turn in wolf position.
Such a beautiful move there, but not the score Terin was hoping for, a 9-7 for Terin Humphrey. She was Alabama's final competitor on beam, so Alabama's struggling just a little bit. Still have some good fans coming to cheer them on, but definitely starting on beam is not an easy thing to do, but it's just something this team had to contend with.
I like being on the floor the last rotation. And the thing about if you start on balance beam, you know, a lot of people don't like it. To me, it really doesn't matter, because if you're going to win this championship, you're going to have to be good on beam wherever you go. So hopefully we'll go out there and hit balance beam and put the pressure on everyone else, and then we're on the floor the last rotation with a chance.
Alabama will compete on bars in the final rotation of this meet, but there you see the scores after rotation number 1, the Gym Dogs with the early lead. We are set to begin rotation number 2 here at the SEC Championship. Arkansas, Auburn, Kentucky, and Florida all competing in this rotation. The Florida Gators starting to make their bid for their SEC Championship. They will begin this meet on bars. And we're going to get a chance to see Orley, Szmuch, an athlete who typically everyone gets a chance to see in the all-around, but this season's been a little different for her, Lori. She's struggled with some injuries.
Well, it's amazing. I saw her at the hotel earlier today walking around with a walking cast on. She's been struggling with her ankles this year. She has a sprained right ankle, so she has been limited in her ability. Normally, she is a 4-event contributor. Excellent on this event, though. Showing her release move, which was an in-bar Ginger. There's a pack salto down to the low bar. Orley showing off beautiful form and hitting those handstands. Another deduction that the judges have been very strict on this year. They want to see that vertical position and, of course, the landings. Orley had it all. Giant full combination. It increases her difficulty into her dismount. Nice and high above the bar. The dismount itself is not the biggest difficulty in this competition, but remember, she's dealing with those ankle problems.
Orley Szmuch picks up a 9.825 for the Florida Gators. The Auburn Tigers, the only team to have competed both in rotation 1 and rotation 2. They're on their second apparatus, the balance beam, and this is sophomore Rachel Tarantino.
Spirits are extremely high on this team. Their first event was bars, which is one of their weaker events and an event that Jeff truly did not want to start on, but they had a successful competition there, and now they head to one of their best events, balance beam. Rachel has scored a perfect 10 on this event before. 2 back handsprings to a layout, solid. You can see the confidence on her face.
And Rachel is coming off a season best 9-9 in the Tigers' last meet.
Excellent amplitude in those jumps. Meeting the minimum requirement of 180-degree split. Showing off more big difficulty here, a front tuck, and again, so solid. This is the most aggressive beam work I've seen of the competition. Some good difficulty, and the dismount of front layout full, and a strong landing. What a great routine for Rachel.
Auburn Tigers looking to pick up where they left off after that first rotation. You mentioned, Lori, happy with their score. Rachel Tarantino ties a season best that she got in the last meet with another 9-9. How about the Auburn Tigers getting it done there with Rachel Tarantino? Well, Florida, as we mentioned, on bars in this rotation, and Orley Szmuch, we saw her a moment ago, but not able to do the all-around. Breanne King, one of the athletes for Florida, expected to pick up the slack.
Breanne is one of their strongest all-around, and she's so consistent. 24 out of 26 collegiate meets she's competed in the all-around, and only one score has been below a 39. That's just amazing. Showing off nice lines and execution. She's a taller gymnast. It's a little harder to swing the bars when you're tall, but it really enhances the lines. See, as she swings through the low bar, she has to pike her body just a little bit more to fit her long body through that, and that decreases the speed of the swing, but not a problem there with her release move, the Healy into a Jaeger.
Breanne King with a 9.825 for the Gators. Florida off to a good start here in this second rotation. And we've talked about Julie Dwyer earlier in this season, Lori. What an athlete she is to come in and do what she has done for Auburn as a freshman.
She has competed in the all-around for them and has been an integral part of the success of this team this year. They've lost a lot of athletes because of injuries, so it's really put a lot of pressure on her to step up, and boy, has she got the job done. Beautiful tumble series, a back handspring layout. Auburn has been so strong on this event. We just saw a 9-9 from Rachel. Michelle Thompson is their beam coach. Very intense coach, but excellent as well. There's a front tuck, a little bit of a bobble there. She's thinking through it. Beam is about discipline. It's about getting a lot of numbers done in the gym and in competition, building that confidence. And Auburn has it tonight, another solid routine. Tumble series here. 3 elements. The last 2 are layouts. Very difficult D-level skills in combination.
Julie Dwyer gets a 9.875 to finish things up for the Auburn Tigers. And as she finishes her routine, we will be finishing up rotation number 2 when we come back. You are watching the SEC Gymnastics Championship from the arena at Gwinnett Center. Jen Hildreth, Lori Strong-Ballard, and Natalie Taylor here calling the action for you. We are in rotation number 2 out of 7. All 7 SEC teams competing here tonight. And in this second rotation, Kentucky Wildcats are competing on floor. Krystle Cook, the sophomore from Austin, Texas, takes the competition floor.
An amazing athlete, very strong on 3 events. One of their highest scores on this event floor. Oh! The foot was out of the shot, but we could see it. Her ankle rolled as she stepped sideways after that jump. What a huge disappointment for Krystle and this Kentucky team.
Gosh, right off the bat, Krystle Cook, and she obviously, they've stopped the music. Trainers have come out to see how she is doing. At the very least, Krystle is out of this event. Her score will go down as a 0. Now Kentucky can drop that score, but that's still a very tough loss for the Wildcats, as Krystle is one of their top competitors. Well, 4 teams competing in each rotation simultaneously, and in rotation 2, Florida is on bars, and this is freshman Ashley Reed.
This is rotation 2, but Florida's first competitive rotation. They sat out on a bye. First rotation, so this is the first event that we are seeing Florida on, and so far they have been strong, counting no falls, but they really want to start to up their scores now to see those 9.85s and 9.9s. Ashley swinging very aggressively, just a tiny hop on that landing. but a very strong bar team. Look at the height she gets on that Ginger release move.
You said Florida wanted to get a few 9.8s, 9.9s. How about a 9.85 for Ashley Reed? Not a bad way to go for the Florida freshman.